Hey guys, welcome back to yet another bite-sized tutorial. Now, in the last two videos, we went over how to make a button and how to make a switch. And today I want to talk about how we can make things a little bit more interesting using specifically that button we made in the first video. So I want to show you the power of the and of the OR gate. And we can do that by having two of these buttons. For the viewers that haven't seen it already, I just want to go over what they do really quick. A trigger zone just detects your player's feet. It animates the button going down and glowing. A simple sound effect goes off. The counter increases from 0 to 1 to reach its target value. And then once it does that, when the counter is full, it's gonna perform some sort of event. Now, to use the AND gate, we're gonna want to get rid of these keyframes. And instead, what we're gonna want to use is we're gonna wanna use a wireless transmitter. And you can think of these as wires running across different microchips, just like that, with the benefit that there is no wires going between, two different microchips. When logic gets a little complex, the last thing you want to see is a bunch of wires running around in your scene, and then you have no idea where they go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to make this wireless transmitter we're going to want to give it a name, and we can do that by pressing L1 and square. Same thing with a tag. You can do L1 and square, and you can hit the X button on the text. And let's go ahead and name this button 1, right? And let's name this one button 2. Alright, let's just give it some consistency. There we go. Cool. So now we want to hook this up, the counter full, not to the power out input of the transmitter. That's not what you want, because then your logic isn't going to work. You're going to want to hook it up to the signal to receiver input. Same thing for this one. And now with that being done, what we're going to want to do is we're just going to want to add a microchip anywhere in your scene. For this one right now, we're just going to put it in the middle of them, just to know exactly what's going on. And now we're going to want to use two wireless receivers. And if we go ahead and press L1 and square, it's going to look sort of like a trigger zone. You're going to want to enter the transmitter name. So this is going to be the tag that we gave the buttons earlier, the transmitters. And we can press up and down with the arrows to select the one that we want. So because this one is on the left, we're going to put this button 1. And we're going to want to go to the zone size. And we're going to want to make it to scene. Now with this one, we're just going to want to do the same exact thing. Make it to scene. And use button 2. Because this is the one on the right side. And now we're going to want to use the AND gate. So this is where things get a little bit interesting. Now if we go ahead and just do the output from the wireless receiver into the A and the B input of the AND gate, what this does is that this is only going to be powered on when both of these are true. And what I mean by true is when they're on. So once the player steps on this one, it's going to send a signal, and it's going to be on forever, because the counter, remember, once it reaches its current count to 1, it's going to be on forever. And same thing with this one. So we only have to press each button once for the both of them, and we're going to make that event happen. So like the last time, we're going to use the keyframe to animate this, or actually we can just make it movable and it'll drop. And we can just hook this up to the power output, input of the keyframe. And now we're going to see that it is going to work. So let's go ahead and go into play mode. The first time we press it, nothing's going to happen. And now when we press the second button, bam, magically it comes out. How cool is that? And we know it works because it can go either way. We can do it with this one and then go over to the second one, And now they both work. Cool. So now, how about if we use a OR gate? Well, what happens with an OR gate is that whichever one of the two gets turned on, no matter which one, it's gonna make the event happen. So if we go into the second one, it's gonna play the event, and also if we go into the first one, it's gonna play the same exact event. Look at that, how cool is that? So now, what if we wanted so that both of the buttons have to be pressed at the same time? Let's say we want to make a multiplayer game. Well, that is easy peasy. All we have to do is just actually get rid of the counters and just use the trigger zones and make the output from the trigger zones go directly into the input of the signal receiver. So if we do that, and of course I have no friends right now, so I'm just gonna clone a little Charlie and I'm gonna put him right here. I'm gonna make it so that he doesn't follow me, otherwise it's not gonna work. I think I have to get rid of his chip. Alright. Cool. And we just wanna go and change this to the AND gate like we had done before. And we're gonna see that both buttons need to be pressed in order for them to work. Remember the first time we only had to press it once for both buttons? This time it will not work. But now we add little Charlie over here, you're going to see that it'll work. Look at that, cool. Perfect, that worked perfectly. Alright. Cool guys, so that is the power of the AND and the OR gates. Make sure to stick around, I have more videos coming. Thanks so much for watching.